In this podcast episode, Stephen Bartlett sits down with two prominent figures in the world of finance and entrepreneurship, Gary Stevenson and Daniel Priestley. The discussion revolves around the current state of the economy, the challenges faced by ordinary people, and the potential for a financial apocalypse. Throughout the conversation, they touch on various subjects that highlight the complexities of wealth inequality, the impact of government policies, and the importance of entrepreneurship in today's world. The podcast opens with a passionate discussion about the growing wealth inequality in the UK and the US. Stevenson expresses his frustration with the notion that individuals can simply become wealthy through hard work and entrepreneurship. He argues that this perspective is misleading, especially for those from low-income backgrounds who struggle to make ends meet. The reality is that many people are unable to afford basic necessities, such as heating, and the idea that they can simply be more entrepreneurial is not only unrealistic, but also harmful. Priestley counters this by emphasizing the importance of personal agency and the opportunities available in the digital economy. He believes that while the traditional job market may be shrinking, there are still avenues for individuals to create wealth through entrepreneurship. However, he acknowledges that the current economic climate makes it increasingly difficult for young people to achieve financial security. The conversation highlights the stark contrast between the experiences of the wealthy and those of the average person, underscoring the need for systemic change. As the discussion progresses, the role of government in perpetuating wealth inequality comes to the forefront. Stevenson argues that big governments and high taxes are detrimental to the economy as they stifle entrepreneurship and innovation. He believes that the current tax system disproportionately affects those who are trying to build businesses and create jobs. Instead of supporting wealth creators, the government seems to penalize them, leading to a situation where many successful individuals choose to relocate to countries with more favorable tax regimes. Priestley, on the other hand, points out that the government has a responsibility to ensure that wealth is distributed more equitably. He advocates for higher taxes on the ultra-wealthy to fund essential services and support those in need. The debate highlights the tension between the need for government intervention to address inequality and the desire for a free market that allows individuals to thrive without excessive regulation. Both guests agree that the current system is failing ordinary people, but they differ on the solutions. Technology is another key topic in the podcast, with both Stevenson and Priestley discussing its transformative effects on the economy. Stevenson emphasizes that the rapid advancement of technology has led to job displacement and increased wealth inequality. He argues that while technology can create new opportunities, it often benefits those who are already wealthy, leaving behind those who cannot adapt. The conversation touches on the idea that the digital economy is creating a divide between those who can leverage technology and those who cannot. Priestley counters this by highlighting the potential for technology to empower individuals and create new avenues for wealth generation. He believes that the rise of remote work and digital entrepreneurship offers unprecedented opportunities for those willing to learn and adapt. The discussion underscores the dual nature of technology as both a disruptor and an enabler, raising questions about how society can harness its potential while mitigating its negative effects. The future of work is a pressing concern for both guests as they explore the implications of automation and remote work on traditional employment. Stevenson argues that many jobs are at risk of being automated, leading to a shrinking job market for low-skilled workers. He believes that this trend will exacerbate wealth inequality, as those who are unable to adapt to the changing landscape will be left behind. The conversation highlights the need for individuals to develop new skills and embrace lifelong learning to remain competitive in the job market. Priestley, however, sees the future of work as an opportunity for innovation and growth. He believes that the shift towards remote work and digital entrepreneurship can create new jobs and industries that did not previously exist. By encouraging young people to embrace technology and develop their skills, he argues that society can create a more dynamic and resilient workforce. The discussion emphasizes the importance of adaptability and the need for individuals to take charge of their own career paths in an ever-changing economy. Entrepreneurship emerges as a central theme in the podcast, with both Stevenson and Priestley advocating for its role in driving economic growth and innovation. Stevenson emphasizes that entrepreneurship is not just about making money, it is about creating value and solving problems for society. He believes that successful entrepreneurs have a responsibility to give back to their communities and support those in need. The conversation highlights the potential for entrepreneurship to uplift individuals and create positive change in society. Priestley echoes this sentiment, arguing that entrepreneurship is essential for economic recovery and resilience. He believes that by fostering a culture of entrepreneurship, society can empower individuals to take control of their financial futures. The discussion underscores the need for support systems such as mentorship and access to capital to help aspiring entrepreneurs succeed. Both guests agree that encouraging entrepreneurship is crucial for addressing the challenges posed by wealth inequality and creating a more equitable society. As the conversation unfolds, the psychological impact of economic strain on individuals and families becomes a focal point. Stevenson shares his concerns about the mental health crisis stemming from financial insecurity, particularly among young people. He argues that the pressure to succeed in a challenging economic environment can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair. The discussion highlights the need for greater awareness of the mental health implications of economic inequality and the importance of providing support for those struggling. Priestley adds that the narrative around entrepreneurship can also contribute to mental health issues. He emphasizes the need for a more balanced perspective that acknowledges the challenges of starting a business while also celebrating the successes. The conversation underscores the importance of fostering a supportive environment for individuals facing economic challenges, as well as the need for open discussions about mental health and well-being. Education is another critical topic in the podcast, with both guests discussing its role in shaping the future of work and entrepreneurship. Stevenson argues that the current education system is outdated and fails to prepare students for the realities of the modern economy. He believes that schools should focus on teaching practical skills and fostering an entrepreneurial mindset, rather than adhering to traditional academic models. The conversation highlights the need for a radical overhaul of the education system to better equip young people for the challenges they will face. Priestley agrees, emphasizing the importance of teaching young people about financial literacy and entrepreneurship. He believes that by providing students with the tools and knowledge they need to succeed, society can empower the next generation to take control of their financial futures. The discussion underscores the need for a more relevant and responsive education system that prepares students for the rapidly changing job market. The political landscape is a recurring theme throughout the podcast, with both Stevenson and Priestley expressing their views on the role of government in addressing economic inequality. Stevenson argues that politicians often prioritize the interests of the wealthy over those of ordinary citizens, leading to policies that exacerbate wealth inequality. He believes that a fundamental shift in political priorities is necessary to create a more equitable society. The conversation highlights the need for greater accountability and transparency in government decision-making. Priestley, on the other hand, emphasizes the importance of grassroots movements and public engagement in driving political change. He believes that ordinary citizens have the power to influence policy and hold politicians accountable. The discussion underscores the need for active participation in the political process, as well as the importance of advocating for policies that support economic equity and opportunity. As the podcast draws to a close, the global perspective on wealth inequality and economic opportunity comes into focus. Stevenson and Priestley discuss the implications of globalization and the interconnectedness of economies around the world. Stevenson argues that the rise of global capitalism has led to increased wealth concentration in the hands of a few while leaving many behind. He believes that addressing these issues requires a coordinated global effort to promote economic equity and opportunity. Priestley counters this by highlighting the potential for emerging markets to drive economic growth and innovation. He believes that by fostering entrepreneurship and supporting local businesses, countries can create sustainable economic development that benefits all citizens. The discussion emphasizes the need for a global approach to addressing wealth inequality, as well as the importance of collaboration and cooperation among nations.